unmute it. I don't know if I'm live. Let's see. I don't know if I'm live. I think I'm live. We have had a fit with our internet. Somebody let me know it's live. Somebody want to check in, please. Ah, we got somebody. We are live, baby. Well, thank goodness for that shit. Because we've been having a hell with our internet out here. I'm so sorry for being a little late. Let me adjust this just a little bit. Like that. We have some big things going on that we've been trying to do. It's all technical stuff. And if y'all notice, there's some new things on the screen here. Down in one corner, we have our blue dot logo, a blue dot in Texas. And on the other side, you'll notice that thing over there changes. I think right now it's on the Patreon. But that will change, and it'll let you know our mailing address and all that stuff. And my screen just froze again. I'm working off the assumption that I'm still on the air. Yeah, there it quit. There you go. And so we've got some technical issues that we are trying to work out. The only thing we're lacking to be able to do a whole lot of things is we have to get a webcam, and they're about $20-30. We're just trying to get a good one, and to be able to use the laptop here to be able to control what you're seeing, and we could actually put things like a ticker at the bottom, like like the news does, so we can all stay abreast with all the latest shit that's going on. And what's going on? Anyway, it's Friday, baby. You know what the drill is. Put the beer on the ice, put the bud in the bowl, spark that booger up, because we got a weekend to tend to. Thank goodness it's Friday. It's almost over. It's out on the East Coast. And y'all still got a few hours to go out there on the West Coast, but not much. You know it's Friday. Everybody skips out early. Excuse me. So what's going on in the world? Anyway, I'm happy to get this thing. What are we? 15 minutes late. And I was so concerned because of Robin Pearson. Robin Pearson out in Scottsville, Virginia. I was concerned about her because she just made a little note on our posting there that she was feeling low out there in Scottsville, Virginia. So we wanted to get on the air and cheer you up there, Robin. And we're all in this together. Some of us have good days, some of us have bad days, and some days are like shit, and other days you're just happy as a toad. But Robin Pearson, darling, cheer up. It's the weekend. Things are going to get better, I'm sure. Karen Cormier, up there in Maine, I want to give her a shout out. She put a little story in there in the comments about a business up there near her house, about 30 minutes from her home, I think she said. And the business had a Confederate flag out there, and she didn't like that. So Karen got her friends and stuff to start posting on these people's Facebook page or web page or whatever about that flag, and it took about 2 weeks, and that flag came down. So a good thumbs up to Karen out there because she did a good job, and I let Mother Nature do mine out here. We had a guy down here, but we all convinced him it was God's smiting hand that knocked down his Confederate flag, and he ain't put it up since. So, hey, whatever works. But Karen, thanks for doing a great job out there. We all have to keep things going. Any little thing that we can do that. Remember, it's how you act when nobody's looking. Principle, stand up on principle, have ethics. If you call somebody out for that kind of shit, or if you can't call them out, don't participate in that crap. Don't get in no fights. Hope y'all like my new little. There you go. I had a hard time finding a way to put the buttons up there and stuff that we've been getting from. That's not all of them. I got a bunch more I want to stick on there, but we're trying to get this thing looking halfway professional. I know we're not, but my son's been doing a great job over there, and I so appreciate that. People were asking about our address because I ain't got nothing in my post office box. So y'all send me a postcard there now that you should be able to see the address down there on the phone, on the picture. So what's going on? Did you see Donnie go to West Virginia? I did. What's the first thing Donnie did? Well, we don't know these things. And then did you see him duck? He just threw a piece of paper, a single piece of paper, up in the air. And the first thing Donnie does, Cadet Bone Spurs, His duck, like that piece of paper, is going to hurt him. Are you shitting me, Donnie? Are you that scared? But he screwed up. He threw the paper away with all the intelligent information on it. You know, facts and stuff that he could spout out and not look like an idiot. But he didn't do that. He just threw them away. We don't need that. Let's do it off the cuff. And that's what Donnie did. So what did Donnie talk about? Let's just make shit up. That's what it was. He went into a whole tirade of different shit. I think one of the websites listed 43 moments in Virginia that were, what? What the hell did he say? Because he was speaking off the cuff, and you know how it is. He can't form a whole sentence. It doesn't matter what he was trying to talk about. By the time he gets to the end of one sentence, he's all screwed up and he don't know what he's saying. He don't know how he started that sentence. He don't know what he's talking about by the time he gets to the end of the sentence. He brought up that caravan down there in Mexico, headed this way, full of rapists. They're raping at levels never seen before. That's what Donnie said. Raping like you've never seen before. Boy, he just loves to embellish that shit and just pump it up as much as he can. What the story was, the caravan stays together to prevent the people in the caravan, the protest march, from getting raped by people who might be around in the area. That's what the story was, Donnie. It wasn't about... Donnie wants to make it sound like there is a caravan of Mexican rapists coming up the border, and when they get to the border, they're just going to plow right over it and go to raping. Only raping American women, though, you know. They just got a hiker, and for that I get... He is such an idiot, but he tries to pump this stuff up his minions' ass, and they eat it up. Oh, you know, there's a bunch of illegal Mexicans coming up, and they're up here to go rape everybody. That's the story. That's what Donnie wants to get out there. That's what he wants them all believing. He wants them all to be scared. And he does a good job trying to scare them. Of course, they're minions out there, little cockroaches, little white supremacists. They love that shit. If they're brown people coming up to the border, are you shitting me? Get the military down there. And so, hence, we're going to send the National Guard. And I have seen where a couple of governors have told Donnie to go, kiss off, Donnie. We're not going to send our guard down to your border to screw things up. Are you shitting me? He said, we're going to put the military on the border until I get a wall. The little asshole is throwing his little feet, throwing his little temper tantrum. I want a wall. I want a wall. He's a little whiny little bitch is all he is. Anyway, he also let us know that millions of people were voting illegally in the election. That's right. We're still pushing that fantasy story that millions and millions of illegal votes, especially out there in California. You know how them California people are. They don't believe in the Department of Justice, or they don't believe in nothing out there in California. You know, it seems their economy's doing a whole lot better than the rest of the country there, Donnie. But that's where all the main illegal voters was out there in California. And they won't let Donnie see the voter rolls. Hell no, I wouldn't want him anywhere near mine. Hell no, him and his Russian hacks would try to get in there and screw up the voter rolls. That's part of their plan. That's what they tried to do before, was get in there to strike people from the voting rolls. I don't think they accomplished that altogether. They have. But it just goes right back to he's pushing bullshit up people's ass, whether it be about Hispanics coming up in a protest that has done almost every year. They do the same protest, the same thing. It's a march for immigration, and Donnie wants to turn it into marauding Mexicans coming up from the border to kill you. And that way he can scare all of his little AR-15 loving idiots out there that want to prepare to protect the border and all that kind of shit. Anyway, Donnie threatens China with more tariffs. How'd that work out, Donnie? Dow dropped over 700 points when I was up in there paying attention to it a little while ago. Are you shitting me, Donnie? You just want to throw them tariffs around everywhere. Who gives a shit what they do to the market? Soybeans? Oh, to hell with them people growing soybeans or raising hogs or producing wine or making cars. It doesn't matter. And Donnie thinks a trade war will be fine. Remember, Donnie likes chaos. Donnie loves chaos. He likes to watch it. That's what he told us. He likes to watch chaos. So anytime he can create it, whether it be in our markets, in our society, in our country, in our military, any damn thing you want to talk about, Donnie wants to make chaos. Because if things are all screwed up, well, things are great for Donnie because they're talking about Donnie, and Donnie loves to be talked about. Anyway, Scott Pruett. Lord have mercy. Donnie says he's a good man. Oh, shit. You know what that means? That means he's probably going to get fired pretty soon. That's what Donnie does. He calls people, oh, he's a good man. That guy, he did the same thing with David Shulkin from the Department of the Veterans Affairs. Yeah, he's a good guy. Tweet out the window. Rex Tillerson, same way. Little tweet while he's on the toilet. Get out of here, Rex. You're a great guy. Tom Price, Steve Bannon, Michael Flynn, Reince Priebus, they all were great guys right before Donnie put out the little tweet that fired their ass. And that's just so pitiful. It's just sad. But I don't know. He can't make up his mind about Scott Pruett. Scott is in a bunch of shit right now. He's got a lot of scandals going on. But I think Donnie, and they've been talking about it, wants Scott Pruett to replace Jeff Sessions at Department of Justice. Why would that be? Well, because Jeffy Sessions there recused himself from the Russian investigation, so he cannot fire Mueller or deal with Mueller or block Mueller or anything else. Rosenstein has that, and Donnie doesn't like that shit because he can't trust Rosenstein to do what Donnie wants him to do. So he's got to replace Jeff, and who better to do it than Scott Pruett? Scott Pruett, when he was the Attorney General of Oklahoma, sued the EPA 13 times. You want to know why he was picked for EPA? Well, because he doesn't believe in the EPA. Screw the environment and screw all that other shit. This guy's an oil and gas man. He doesn't give a shit about your water and your air and all that crap. Hell no, your land, bulldozer it up, let's search for coal. That's what he'll do. He doesn't give a crap. That's how come he's the sole decider on all the water acts and all that shit. He's going to be the one to decide. Screw the scientists. Screw any information they might have. It's only up to Scott Pruett. And that's why Donnie likes him, because Scott is doing that. And it's costing us, baby. He's got all this shit. Now we're looking at a $50 a day rent on a townhouse in Washington. Are you shitting me? Do you know how much the rent is there? It's outstanding. And this guy's getting a $50 a night rent on a beautiful townhouse from a lobbyist who has business in front of the EPA right now. But Scott Pruett sees no conflict of interest there. That's all right. It's just a buddy helping out another buddy. Yeah. That's called, what do they call that? I know that's corruption is what I think the name of the word I'm looking for is corruption. You're selling your office for whatever that guy might want. What is it? Dump the shit in the river or blast out a mountain or a national park that you think there's gold or coal or whatever the shit you think is in there that you want to bulldoze or everything else. Misuse of public funds, abuse of power. Abuse of power. You know where that comes from? Scott Pruett gets a little upset when he goes from one end of town to the other end of town, whether it be in Washington or in his home state or anywhere else he is. Scott thinks that he needs to have lights and sirens on his motorcade. His whole motorcade needs to line up, turn on lights and sirens, and barrel through town going through red lights and everything else because he's too damn important to stop at a red light. He thinks he is. A $42,000 soundproof phone booth? Are you shitting me? Why? Why do you need that? Why do you need 24-hour security around your ass and locked doors with all sorts of technical shit to get in? Because he's scared shitless because he's raping this country. That's why, and he knows it. He knows it. And, yeah, he gets all... He punished the people who told him, oh, you know, sir, we can't turn on lights and siren unless it's an emergency. The guy that told him that, Scott Pruett reprimanded the man and demoted him somehow. But he's a great guy. So I don't know what that means. Either he's getting fired or he's moving over to justice and old Jeffy boy is going to get fired. Take your pick. We don't know. Anyway, what else is going on? Facebook is going to start limiting political pages and large and groups with large pages with large groups. They're going to start doing some housekeeping with them, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to wait and see if that includes me. I don't think we have a large group in my eyes, but I've seen some of these other people who have millions of followers, so in that pool, I wouldn't be that big. But in my eyes, I'm huge, baby. I got like almost over 9,000 followers. On our subscribers are over 2,455, I think, on YouTube, and we're doing pretty good on Twitter and everything else. So we're getting our message out there, and I'm proud to do it. Anyway, I'm running out of shit. See, that's what this Larry Johnson. You don't want to talk about that guy. That's what the thing is about going live is I can scoot through this. Usually my videos before were about 20 minutes long, and that's about where we are right now, about 18 minutes, and that's the news. So we're gonna eat up time talking to y'all. But this guy, what is it, Larry Johnson in Griffin, Georgia. He is ex-official there, but he was in there addressing the city hall, city council, or whatever, and this is what reminds us of where we are still in this country. This guy is standing in front of the city council of Griffin, Georgia, arguing for a Confederate History Month. But he thinks it's a matter of pride for his family, because his family grew up right next to End Town. Now, he didn't say End Town. You know what he said. And he said it 3 times right there in front of the city council. Oh, End Town. I lived right across. We weren't that wealthy. We lived right next to End Town. Are you shitting me? The depth of stupidity of people that are still arguing, especially there's a Confederate History Month, while you use language like that in front of the city council, who has black politicians up there, African American people in the room, and that's how you talk, buddy. That falls under the he needed slapping law. I swear, as soon as it came out of his mouth, anybody, doesn't matter what color, should have just been able to stand up, slap the hell out of him, and tell him to shut up. Because that's what somebody should have done in Griffin, Georgia. But we fight that shit. That's how come Karen has to get her friends to vote, to get this guy to take down his flag. You can't run up there, gangbusters, and jerk it down because you're going to get in a fight. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that ain't good. Most of the time it's not good. You need to do it in a subtle way. Anyway, I don't think the Confederate History Month did very good. Candy Guidry, how you doing, darling? And Pruett is behind on his rent payments. Are you shitting me? $50 a month? A day, and he can't pay. Look at how much money he's been spending on travel and all that other shit. It's just pitiful how many people in this administration have been called out for spending money and just willy-nilly. Ben Carson and everybody else, they think the taxpayers are just an ATM machine for them, for what they want. All that bullshit about drain the swamp, are you shitting me? These people have come in there and they've created swamp monsters. And they don't mind taking this country for every dime it has. Anyway, Dennis Jett, I've seen that little thing that you put on there about the lady with the shoes. I'm so glad you're involved out there, Dennis, doing good deeds out there in Arizona. That's what we all need to try to do. Help those that need helping. Let me see. Deborah Garlich. They'll need lights and sirens when I park my ass in D.C. They'll turn on the lights and sirens to come get you, Deborah. So don't do that, baby. Watch where you park. Don't be parking in a no parking spot. Hell, they beat people for jaywalking. Are you shitting me? You park in the wrong spot, there ain't no telling what's going to happen. Anyway, Peggy Harlow. Harrow, I'm sorry. They all need to go to jail, baby. I'm all with you. Gat Bell, Pruett needs a skiff for his dirty deals. Yep. And no Russians, Dennis Gent said. The whole push, the whole reason that we do this, that I do this, that we combine is because we know what we have in our house. We have a disgusting, a liar, a man that is out to destroy every institution this country has put forth, to absolutely rape the land itself, that they don't care. The Republican Party is turning a blind eye to everything they're doing, and that's how come I always say it's up to us. The government that we have is up to us, and we need to change it, baby. I'm telling you, because this is just, Johnson is disgraceful. That's right, Monica. He is disgraceful. I don't know. Let me see. Eleanor Watson. What a fuckface. I'm with her. He is. He's an asshole. He wants lights and sirens. Are you shitting me? They all think they're that important. That's how come old Tom Price, he had to ride in first class everywhere he went, because he can't ride back there with those peons. They don't like him. That's how come they all think they got to be worshipped, just like Donnie. That's who Donnie picks. People like that. People who think that they're way above the law or anything else. And that's just sad. It is. Anyway, Tamara Burnett Harrington. He is disgraceful. Yes, he is. You know, I gotta redo that shirt, because I noticed when I watched that video, I wore one of the shirts, the one that says "Impeach 45" on the back. When I turned around to show it to the crowd, it pixelated, so nobody got to see the T-shirt. That I need to redo that again. Oh, let me see.
I don't think we're going to be pixelating anymore at this rate, but we are definitely, like, cutting in and out. And I keep going outside to listen to it. The audio and the video are sometimes not in sync.
Is there a problem with the audio and video not being in sync? Somebody answer up. Andy Pagoda, how you doing, buddy? Go get him, brother. Hey, Andy, am I coming through all right? Is the sound matching up with the video and all that shit? Andy's got his own show over there, The Filthy Mouth Liberal. Please go over there and take a listen to what Andy's got to say. I keep saying it, Andy. I'm trying to work on a lot of stuff here, technical issues, to be able to get me and you on a live stream together. And sort of like they do a podcast, except I want to see if we can't do it live. Doesn't have to have video on both ends. We can have sound or something, but I think it's a great idea. I really like Andy's commentary over there. Donna Bonacosi, how you doing, baby? Oh, God, big truck with Trump stickers today. You know what he got? Yes, I do, darling. You showed him that flying
that
finger of
emoji.
fate. Yeah. I've been trying. Hey, Francie, how you doing, darling? I didn't see it go. Oh, you done went by. I seen you, Francie. Glad you're here, darling. To stop by. I'm glad so many come by and see us, and our views are going real good. We end up with somewhere around 3,000 views per video on Facebook, and that's a whole lot better than we were doing. We were doing a whole lot better than that until Facebook started limiting who we could share to and all that kind of stuff. And ever since they've done that, our views have gone down, but our numbers as far as followers and people on the JBS page and the stuff like that, they're going up. Our numbers on YouTube are still going up. So we're still gaining momentum. We are still a voice out here. And as long as we keep growing, the more of an impact we have to keep people motivated towards this blue wave that we need to kick Donnie President Spanky out of the house. I don't like having a president that I have to think that there's some woman out there with a rolled up magazine spanking his flabby ass. I just don't like it. I just don't want that. Jane Shackley, how you doing? Yes, Joe Riddle. I see you. Hello, darling. Joe Riddle, one of the admins on our page with Candy, along with Monica Orr and Kat Bell. And they're doing a hell of a job over on John Bernabo Speaks, a Blue Dot family. I so appreciate the work they do in trying to keep everybody motivated and keep us working in the same direction. We all have to do that. I know for me, I've cut it down to 3 times a week. Now, this not being Easter weekend, we are going to go live sometime this weekend. We want to test the theory that, like I said, out in the East Coast now, it's it's about almost 5 o'clock, going on 5 o'clock out on the East Coast, and it's still a little bit early out in the West Coast. And so it makes a determination on how many people you got viewing at a certain time. So we're going to go live this weekend and see if we can't boost them numbers up and see how far they go. A little ticker came out there and some baby powder thing just came up. A lawsuit, I guess. Woo! I am starting to sweat in here, people. It's about 80-something degrees down here in South Texas. We had a fan on, but it was messing with the sound. Turn the fan back on for a minute. Because I'm starting. If you hear a little breeze there, I got to cool off a little bit. Woo! And for our Patreon patrons out there, Patreon members out there, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I'm going to put my finger on it, but I don't see it in the camera. You can't see it here. But right here, there's my GoPro camera. It has been filming since long before this went live. And it's going to be a behind-the-scenes look at what me and Travis go through trying to get this thing started today. I'm glad I started it today because we had a lot of problems and a lot of going in here trying to fix it before we could go live. So I'm going to put that video up on our Facebook page, and you'll see the view from the back of my head, I guess, but you'll be able to see Travis over there and see how we're doing this stuff. We have a whole system set up that we can do live postings up there on our screen. Whatever we're thinking about putting a little ticker down there at the bottom, crawling across with maybe humorous things we can think of about Donnie, and for your entertainment. And but we have a TV screen right behind the Mac right now. That's going to be my monitor where I'll be able to see the comments a little bit bigger, so I don't have to squint down there to see them. Travis will be able to use the Mac over there to put anything that he wants up on the screen, and he is really working hard to get that kind of stuff done. And so I really appreciate that. Look at her giving you kudos. And anyway, I told him he might as well get in front of the camera over here. That's what Mama told him, well, on Stephanie Miller's show, they just show camera views of everybody sitting around talking and bullshitting, and that's basically what we have going on here anyway, except I do most of the bullshitting. So
I can't top your bullshitting, so I just let you do all the bullshit.
Sarah Lopez, lunch anytime you want to, dear. You got my phone number. Call me anytime you come up. I would love to have lunch with Sarah. If anybody else would like to join us here in the Corpus Christi area, get together and have lunch, we'll do that anytime you want, Sarah. I appreciate that. Sarah's running back and forth between here and the valley, I think, so anytime she's up here, Sarah, you just call, because I'm always going to answer the phone to you. Anyway, Sarah was very big in campaigns. She's really a fighter. She's a big Democrat, baby. She don't want to give up not a single spot in this state for a Republican, so I really enjoyed getting to know Sarah and watching her. She tenacity, baby. She'll be persistent. She don't give up. So Claire Dines, all right. Watched Sarah Sanders online earlier today. Her best line bit of not answering any of the reporters' questions and had to switch off because I was sick. Much better news on your channel, John. Sarah Sanders comes out every day, grabs that big old turd and just tries to polish it. But it's a turd, Sandra. Sarah Sanders. It's a turd, Sarah. You can't polish a turd. It just smears the shit all over the place. But she does come out every day and try to dance around everything she can and the questions that are asked. And it doesn't matter if Donnie thinks millions and millions of illegal voters voted. Well, that's what Donnie thinks, and it's okay. No, it's not okay. I remember when people used to give a shit whether or not we had a liar in our house, whether or not we had an immoral asshole who just sits up there thieving money out of our house every day. People used to care about that. But a certain amount of our population, those what we call Republicans, they don't give a shit about that anymore. As long as they get a little bit, they don't care. And that's what's happened in this country. The Republican Party has let a vile group of people into their house. They've lost their morals. They've lost their integrity, everything, by trying to hide everything that this president is trying to do. And it's shameful, and we need to vote every damn one of them out of office. I'm with Sarah Lopez on that, baby. I don't want to see a Republican. I have no use for them in there. They've lost their way. Maybe if they leave and come back later after they found the truth, some light bulb come off in their head and think, well, this guy's really an asshole. Maybe I shouldn't support him. Well, then we'll be glad to have you back. And we really look forward to the day. Let me see.
I got one here for you.
All right. Give me.
Because I think it has been quite a bit since you brought this up.
What's that?
Janda Schledder?
Janda Schledder.
How's Jenny and Boomer?
Jenny and Boomer. I posted a picture on my Instagram today of Jenny. They're doing fine. I'm telling you, there's a story that goes on in our house about if I wanted to pull my pants up. I showed Mama the other day in the kitchen. I have got on this leg. I've got a bruise that runs from here all the way behind my knee, and right there, it's really sore. Right there behind my knee. And on this leg, there's a large bruise that goes from right below my. I have a large gunshot wound right there. Right below the wound, straight across the big old scar and up into my calf, and they hurt. And those are from Boomer. Whenever I go try to love on Jenny, Boomer doesn't like that. Now, they're fine together as long as I'm not in that pen. If I get in that pen, Boomer tries to butt me away from Jenny, or he'll try to butt Jenny away from me. And so it gets to be a problem. But as long as I'm out of the picture, they're hunky-dory and just love each other. But as soon as I come in there, it looks like there's a battle. And I can hold Boomer off with one hand over here, grab his horn, and hold him while I love on Jenny. But if he gets one horn, see, goats they won't hurt you by butting you. That, you might get a shin busted or something like that, or, get a bruise that way. But you got to watch that horn. When that goat hooks in, he'll get that horn behind you. He's got one thought: jerk that head back. And when he does, the tip of that horn is going to try to go in wherever it's got. So, but Boomer and
Jenny.
Boomer and Jenny. I said Benny. Benny was our goat before we got Boomer, and unfortunately, Benny suffered bad wounds from a severe dog attack that a pack of dogs had attacked the goat and donkey, and the goat didn't make it, and that's how come Benny still comes up in my mind. I miss that goat. He didn't have horns. He was a sweet, loving goat. Boomer, on the other hand, has a name for a reason. Boom, and he will get you. But they're doing fine. I think they're a little picky right now at the last bale of hay I got. They're eating it, but I don't think they like it as much as the hay I had gotten before. So I think I'll go back to who was giving me the hay before. But they're doing fine, and thank you very much for asking, Janda. All of them are doing fine. We had a sad story yet. Well, we found a critter. And it was a newborn. It was in the driveway under Rose's car and laying in the dirt, and I thought it was dead. It was no hair on it at all. It was just a tiny little thing. And then I saw its hand move. Oh, Lord. Well, we picked it up, and what it was a baby squirrel. Still had the umbilical cord on it. And nowhere a mama to be found anywhere. And so I waited a little while and got away to see if a mama was going to come back. She didn't, so we went and picked it up, put some warm water in a plastic bottle and put it in a sock and tried to get it in there and try to get a little water on his face to get the dirt and stuff out of his mouth. And we tried hard, but he didn't make it. So that's too bad, because I was kind of hoping to have a pet squirrel. But it's sad. We take care of any animal that comes around. That's the way we are, and that's the way I hope you are. Animals are just here on this planet to give us love, and I eat it up and try to give it back. Jean Shankly, I need. She says I need peace beads in my beard. That would look funny, wouldn't it? Yeah, he's laughing. Mama does occasionally braid it before I go to bed, but nowadays I think I'd just rather get one of them hair bands and put it in a hairband there when I go to sleep. And like I said, it keeps it from ending up here in my mouth and all that stuff late at night. But I don't know. I'll bring up bees, but I think she'd probably hit me upside the head. Dixie Thomas, how you doing, darling? I haven't seen you up here in a while. Bunch of shameless tools trying to run our amazing country. That's exactly what they are, Dixie. A bunch of assholes up there who don't know what they're doing. No, actually, the problem is they do know what they're doing, and they're trying to rob this country blind, and they don't give a shit. So, who shot me? Long story, dear. Not a good one. Linda Dombrowski. I really wish we could get a great majority of Americans in the streets of D.C. to demand our houses back, battering rams and all, torches and feathers. I mean, tar and feathers and the whole 9 yards. Yeah, that's what I think. I always say, if it was the good old days, you know, like Donnie likes him, well, hell, we'd tar him up, feather him, and run him out on a rail. But we need to get our house back. That's what this is all about, baby. I'm glad you brought that up, Linda. This is our house. That's what I always say. The man that sits in our house. When I write, I don't like to write his name. That's what I call him, the man that sits in our house. He defiles our house. Hell, he didn't even know what to call it the other day at the Easter egg roll. He's up there talking, this beautiful building, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, we know what you called it, asshole. You called it a dump. And we want your ass out of it because you're the trash in it that makes it a dump, you asshole. Anyway, I digress. I need to go have Travis and Mama on your show. I know it, baby. Good luck with that Mama thing. I don't think that's ever going to happen.
I don't mind being on the show.
Yeah, Travis says he don't mind. As a matter of fact, you want to walk over here and stick your head in the picture?
No, that'll give them what they want.
Yeah. Mama, I don't think it's there. I don't think there's a chance in hell we're ever going to get Mama on the show. Mama's been pretty bashful for the whole 41 years of marriage. And as she always reminds me, she was that way when I met her. And she was a shy little thing, and it took all I could do to even get her attention and get her phone number. Took me a while to get her phone number. And but I did. And I ain't let go of it since, so. Anyway, let's see who we got. That's right. Scars are a sign that you lived, baby. And I did. So, I'm always thankful for that. Lordy.
Someone mentioned earlier, I'm trying to find the comment, because I like to credit people with the comment, but someone was like, are you really going to shave the beard off if he gets busted? And you know, honestly, are you really going to do it? Because I think you're kind of attached to it at this point.
It started because I wasn't going to shave until he leaves, and I guess when he leaves, we will shave it off. But yes, I have become greatly attached to my beard. I seem to play with it a lot. I'll just sit there at night and just sit there and watch TV, and I'll sit there and stroke it and play with it. And I don't know. I've gotten quite used to it. I don't know if it makes me look old, though. I told y'all the other day, people think oh, look, hold the door for the old man coming. Well, I don't know. I kind of like my beard, though. It came out better looking than what I thought it would. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm supposed to cut it off when we get him loose, and so I'll probably make a big issue of it. I guess start over again if I guess. Take a year and something to get it this long. But it is getting long, darling. I have not cut it since he was elected. And I don't want to see it get any longer. I swear I'm still holding by my prediction. I said he'd be gone by this summer. I am still desperately holding on to that dream, to that prediction that I want him out. I want him out so bad I could just taste it. It's like rancid. Every time I see him in my house, it puts a bad taste in my mouth, and I don't like it. And he gets up there every day and makes an idiot out of himself. But anyway, that's about all I got today, people. Polly, I'm telling you, my eyes. Polygato. Oh, John, you were kind to try to, help that baby. Thank you, darling. Yeah. You know, I don't know what it is. You get old, and all of a sudden I don't want to kill a spider. I'd rather catch him and go and put him outside or some shit like that. Let him have a free life. He'll die some other way, but I don't want it to be by my hand. And so, you know, in my old age, I guess I'm getting a little more compassionate every time I wake up in the morning, and I think that's a good thing. And
definitely not a bad thing.
Not a bad thing. You know, it's I don't know. I feel for every living creature on the earth. We are the biggest. We are the biggest predators on this planet, both with animals and our own people, our own fellow human beings. We have a tendency to want to hunt them. That's sad. And so let's keep working on not letting them do that. You know, the more we vote in liberal, progressive Democrats, the less likely chance that we're going to be at a war with somebody else. We are more apt to be negotiators rather than puffing up with a big chest and saying I'm going to come over there and nuke your country or some bullshit like Donnie, you know, likes to do, and I don't think it does much for our foreign policy. Anyway, I'm about done, I guess. Let me see. Baby squirrel saved in Maryland and now has his own room. Animal. Yeah, I've seen them on TV. You know, somebody has a pet squirrel. My father had a pet squirrel one time. Always used to run into his pocket and stick his little head out and all that stuff. I don't know whatever happened to the little squirrel. I left the house, and I don't know what happened to him, but he was my father's pet for a long time, and he loved that little squirrel. We feed the squirrels, the birds, the donkey, the goat, the fish, the parrot, anything around here. If it's got a mouth, baby, we're feeding it.
Too many mouths.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what it is. They all want something to eat. And Mama's particular about what she feeds them, too. She only buys one particular brand of dog food because it's the only brand of dog food that didn't get mixed up with all that poisonous shit years ago. And Mama remembers that shit. She is very cautious about what she feeds her little babies. And most of the time they're eating what I'm eating because they all come around my table at dinner time wanting a bite of whatever I have on my plate, and they all get a bite too. And so that's the way it is in my house. I hope the same goes in your house, and just fill it with love and compassion for everything and everybody. And it just makes for a better house, I think. And on that note, I guess I'll call it an evening. And I'm going to go live. I don't know whether it be Saturday or Sunday. I'll play it by ear. I'll put a little notice up when I'm going to do it. But sometime this weekend, we're going to go live and see how we do on the weekends, because this going live during the day is working pretty good. And I appreciate every one of y'all for tuning in and giving a listen and all that shit. Anyway, I don't have to say it, all that stuff. Like, share, and subscribe. John Brittleville, Blue Dot in Texas. It's down there on the page. Please feel free to send me fan mail down there. We have the address down there. And those that support us on Patreon, you can look forward to seeing I'll leave it going even after we shut this off, so you get to see the disruption afterwards. But we'll put that up on our Patreon page for our members, because we really appreciate them so much for donating that $1 a month, and some do more to help support us. And it's working too, baby, because we're getting programs. Our pretty new our microphone, and we're going to get a webcam and some other things that we got going on to make it a better show, and that's about it. But do all that stuff, like, share, and subscribe. And John Brittleville, a Blue Dot in Texas, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, anywhere else we can get this message out, darling. So do your best to let your little blue light shine too, and let them know what side of the fence you come down on. Anyway, there's no debating which side I'm on, baby. So we'll see y'all later. Y'all take it easy, and we'll see you this weekend. Bye. End live video. Do you want to end it? I guess so. I don't really want to, because I'm still got friends out